Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I really hope this microphone works this time around because I am really having the worst of luck with these new microphones that I've been trying out, so fingers crossed. I said I would do a review of this Neonoe bag, but honestly I couldn't help but pick up a little something for myself. I know the bag is deceptive. It looks a lot bigger because they've decided to give me this Louis Vuitton catalog in here. Let's just open it and see. I guess it's, you know, one of those books here. Oh, it's celebrating the bicentennial birthday of Louis himself. Comes with this original receipt. Everything collapsed. Anyway, this is a really small item that I picked up recently. It was Mother's Day. Well, I mean, who am I kidding? I just really have been wanting this item for the longest time, and I actually wanted this in 2020 when I first discovered Louis Vuitton fragrances for myself. I think a lot of you can guess what it is from the box. It's got a very nice paper. Oh, came out. Okay, I guess I jigged it about a bit too much. But here you go. This is the fragrance or perfume, if you want to call it that, that I picked up. It's, hey, pardon my French, Jour, c'est LÈVE, and I got City of Stars, which I've been curious about, and it's been impossible to get a sample for this for a while now, and Spell on You. The packaging is actually, it looks like it's made of recycled material. I haven't actually looked too deeply into it, but let's just figure out how to unbox it right now. There we go. Huh, it's different from what I remember. All right. See, it's definitely a recycled. Ooh, it's not easy to open. Ta-da! Wow, it's kind of pretty. It's very fresh, it's very citrusy. And yeah, I've been wanting this scent for a very long time now. I know it really doesn't last very long on the skin, but it's so refreshing. It's a great pick-me-up, and I decided to pull the trigger on it because it was Mother's Day recently here. Louis Vuitton's been releasing a lot of leather bags lately, leather iterations of a lot of their classic styles. Like I see leather Speedy 20s in Empreinte leather with this bigger, it's giant monogram, but not as giant as the initial giant monogram. I believe it's coming on a little more than 1 year since I've had this bag. It comes with this top handle strap. Maybe I'll put it on for you right now. And you can see that it's very much just a bucket bag. It's a very good size. Most Neonoé bags in the original canvas version have a central divider in the middle portion to help you organize the items, but for some reason or other that hasn't really worked well for me, and I've had a canvas Neonoé bag in the S-scale version briefly before I decided that it didn't really work out for me, and so that's mostly because the middle portion has this, well, there is a middle portion, but the base of it isn't fastened to anything, so your items could, like pieces of paper or whatnot, could slip underneath that middle portion from one compartment to the next. And actually, I found that I tend to stuff a lot of things into my bucket bags, and it's actually more convenient for me to have my own organizer or bag organizer. But that said, I actually haven't really bought a specific bag organizer for this bag yet, because I tend to use my toiletry pouches and other assorted pouches to keep my things organized in a bucket bag like this. Some of you know that I've been keeping a bag tally of how often I use my bag since the beginning of this year, the 10th of January. And to be honest, it's been 4 months and I've only used this bag 8 times, which is kind of appalling. But honestly, when I first bought this bag, I actually used it way more often than I do right now. And I must say it's because I had a much smaller bag collection back then. So I guess eight times in 4 months translates to 2 times a month, which is once every 2 weeks, which is pathetic. But I think back then I used to use it almost every week, and I think there was a fair period of time where I actually used this every day for at least a month. So I don't know what make of that what you will, but this is a moderately used bag. It's not like a bag that I've used every day. So as you can see, the condition of this bag has actually held up pretty well. And I store it upright in my shelves, in the shelves of my closet. I would say that most of the time I store my pochette Matisse bag in this bag like such, and I just sit it on the bag shelf and I cover it up. So this is my way of maximizing storage in my closet right now, because I'm seriously running out of space. But previously I used to stuff it. I think tissue paper is actually a very good way of stuffing your bags, and just be careful to use this kind of tissue paper that is not very colored, so you don't have any color transfers onto the interiors of your bag, especially if they are light colors, like colored. Anyway, I also fold up some dust bags and I put it inside sometimes. For example, I'll have a bunch of dust bags and I'll put it all the way inside here. Not that I need to do it right now, honestly. But yeah, so that is the way this bag has been stored. And I think you can see that it has kept its structure here. So it's kept its structure fairly well, but I don't know if you can see this, but these edges here and here have started to sort of, I feel like there on this profile, it's kind of like sloping inwards a little bit, and it used to be more, it used to bulge out a little bit more, I want to say, but you know, it's actually barely perceptible. I've seen Empreinte bags of the Neonoe style in the very small traditional Empreinte leather, and I've seen them sag a little bit more than this, and maybe this will end up that way. But I want to say that in general, I'm quite impressed with the structure of how this bag has aged. The weight of this bag, it's not like a very heavy bag. Like I would say the Chanel Jumbo feels heavier for the same amount of items in it. And this bag can definitely hold more than Chanel Jumbo bag. But it's not exactly a light bag either. It's not a canvas bag, because a Louis Vuitton canvas bag is unbeatable for weight, for ease of carry. And any leather bag basically has that disadvantage that it is heavier than a canvas bag, for example. I actually find that if weight really bothers me when I am going out, what I would want to do is that I'm going to take away these handle, which, you know, it's a very convenient handle, but it's actually quite substantial and thick. So when I wear it without the handle, I actually feel the difference. So without the handle, I'm going to put the weight here with or without the handle. And you're going to have to judge for yourself whether that additional function is worth it. I believe that the normal Neonoe canvas versions of this doesn't have this detachable top handle option. And I've seen people put chains and decorative, you know, like little chains, and that is another option that might be lighter than this very substantial leather handle, which, no, honestly, it feels really nice to hold. It's kind of like designed very comfortably, and most of the time I don't mind it, to be fair. And I think this is a very nice top handle option for a bucket bag. So one of the reasons why I decided to go for this bag is because I felt like when it came out, it was this fresh graphic statement to me. Like, I hadn't seen anything else like it, and it came also in the black and this cream colored giant monogram print. For some reason, this tortorelle color, or this dove color, this dove gray color, which is sort of like a taupe color. It's a warm gray, I want to say, and so it's still in the cool color family, but it's not a cold gray, if you know what I mean. And it's set off pretty well by the gold hardware, and I felt like it went very well. And there was a hole in my closet for cool colored bags, because I tend to wear a lot of whites, and it goes with blue very well. So this bag I carried a lot in the first year. At least the first 6 months I carried it quite a bit. One of the drawbacks, or one of the cons for this bag, is that it does scream Louis Vuitton, even though it's not typical Louis Vuitton. A lot of YouTubers, luxury YouTubers anyway, are trying to escape from the regular monogram because they're finding it too loud, too attention grabbing. I still love this. Don't get me wrong, I don't think I could ever get sick of classic monogram, but there's something loud about it when you're out in the world and you know your world is not just luxury people, and we've all normalized luxury. So this screams look at me in a way. And then you have this, which is like a walking advertisement for Louis Vuitton. I mean, people know Louis Vuitton, so this is kind of loud, and it's got LV all over it. But you've got like a gigantic LV plastered on it. So I think that if people don't know LV and you carried it this way, and say you had a bag charm over here, yeah, maybe you could get away with it being more understated. But by no means I would call this an understated bag. So I think that people who went for the Empreinte version of Louis Vuitton's classic styles tend to want a more discreet bag that doesn't scream Louis Vuitton monogram anyway, and you're not going to get that with this. So take it as you will. I don't know whether it's a pro or a con, because I'm quite comfortable carrying monogram, obviously, but I do have some situations where I would not. I mean, I would choose my more low-key bags, like the Loewe bags, for example, which have a different appeal altogether. But yeah, this is actually one of the features of this bag, and let's move on to the next one. The point about this being in Empreinte leather is that I think a lot of you choose Empreinte leather because you like the feel and the supple feeling of the leather. This Empreinte leather is extremely durable. I don't find any scratch marks, any scuff marks, any stains at all. In fact, this bag looks exactly the same as it did as the day that I brought it home from the store. And I think that's a testament as to how durable Louis Vuitton's Empreinte leather really can be. The other thing about Empreinte leather is that it's very resistant to water as well. Like, should you decide to bring this out on a rainy day, I would actually not worry about this at all, not even one bit, because honestly, I've taken this out in all kinds of weather, and it rains quite often here. I've never had an issue with it. It's pristine. I would say that this Empreinte leather is really durable. The handle itself is made of this very smooth leather, and it's got some embossing here. I'm not sure it's showing up, but it also hasn't shown any scratch marks at all. The straps and these these are made of the same textured or grained calf skin leather, and this little pull tab is the same smooth leather as this. So there are tiny little details like that that I do appreciate in this bag. And yeah, I think this is actually a pretty good buy, and I expect this will last for very, very many years in anybody's closet. This bag has a very good structure to it, so you don't need a bag organizer for it to keep its shape. You might want to get one to protect the insides because it is a medium gray inside, and you know, I think that it's worn pretty well because it's this micro suede fiber, and it's, I don't know if you can see it here. Yeah, it's not worn too badly. I would say it's quite clean inside here. I don't see any marks. I mean, there's dirt, but there's no like marks on the bag. And I do use like little pouches. So this is my toiletry 26, and I think a lot of you have these. It doesn't really fit into the bag. Like, I would really have to squeeze it in. So yeah, it's kind of like smooshed right now, but you can see like this takes on the middle divider that most traditional Neonoe bags have. And I usually put my mini pochette inside here for the smaller items, and then I use like a toiletry 19 as well for the sort of like medium items. So I guess you can see it now like that. Yeah. The hardware, I would say, is quite scratched up. I don't know if you can see that, but anyway, I think I should take some closer shots of the hardware. Mostly because I'm not a very careful person, and it's not too bad, but it does have small scratches. I would say that the hardware wears well in terms of there's no tarnish or discoloration in any way on any of these parts, like I think you would see on a pochette and a piece, and God forbid even a Speedy would have tarnishment very easily. So I would say that this is actually pretty well made. I bought it for 3,700 Sing dollars in 2020, and I'm going to have to check the price and put it on the screen of what it retails for right now, but I can't imagine that it went up much in price at all. I am 160 cm tall. I think that's about 5'3" or 5'2". I guess you'll have to see it here. It is a medium-sized bag. So I'm just wearing my home shorts right now. Don't mind me on that. And it's, you know, it's a good everyday mom bag. I know you could just kind of close you could fasten the bag opening so it's not so large right now, like so. You could really make it very tight so it's difficult to put your hand in it. But I don't do that at all. I mean, it's kind of troublesome, honestly. And yeah, I do like that. I like this on the shoulder option, and I also like the option to carry it on the crook of your arm. But one thing that really doesn't work for me, and I think this is true of all the Neonoe bags, is that when you adjust the strap length, and some people are going to say that, yay, you know, like you can adjust the straps here, you know, clip it as such. You can wear it crossbody. It's not a very good crossbody option because it drops kind of like lower than like the top of the bag hits my hip bone. In a situation where I'm really hard pressed to use a crossbody bag, I might consider this crossbody option, but honestly it looks awkward on my frame. Maybe if you're taller and you're looking to use this bag, it might suit you, but it really doesn't suit me at all. I believe that concludes the review and the wear and tear. As you can see, honestly, it's in a very pristine condition apart from the scratches on the hardware. I don't see any cause to... Oh, look. Just realized that there's a little... there's a little D-ring here, and I forgot that there's a little pouch that comes with it. You can fasten the pouch to the D-ring. You can carry it like a wristlet like so, but honestly this, I don't use this pouch at all. It is, I guess this is a comparison. It is a lot smaller than the Neverfull pouch. I find the Neverfull pouch useful, but I don't really find this pouch useful. Yeah, so I think this concludes my little review and wear and tear of 1.5 years moderately using this bag here. I hope that if you are considering buying this on-prem version of the Neonoe bag, you will find this video useful. And I will see you in my next video, and hopefully, okay, let's not say anything about unboxings. I am not gonna say whether it's gonna be an unboxing video or not, but I'm gonna try to stay good. And you stay good too. Take care, everybody, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!